long does it take to manifest what you want? The good, the bad, and the magical. What is up, alienARMy? I am Oculus, the alien next door, purveyor of esoteric lore. And on this channel, we discuss everything esoteric, occult, and alien. So, today's topic shall be no different, and we're going to get more into a metaphysical perspective with law of attraction and manifestation and timing of how long it takes to manifest your desires. So let's get started. So I figured I'd make this video because I do see a lot of people inquiring about the length of time that it takes for a manifestation to occur. On YouTube in particular, there's so many videos about instant manifestation and the like. So I'll just throw my 2 cents in. I'm going to share with you the timing theme that I noticed for me personally to manifest something. Now, there are 3 key time frames that I personally have experienced along my many manifesting adventures, and we're going to get into them now. Time frame number 1, an unwanted manifestation. Now, this one takes approximately 9 months. So this is not going to be a high-key metaphysical video. I do have a lot of those on my channel though if you're interested. But today we are going to keep things simple. However, one thing I must convey is that in the structure of energy, there are many different densities according to where that energy stems from. I'm sure that this can be explained by science to a degree, but that's not why you're watching this. Fear-based energy is denser than love-based energy. Because it is denser, it takes more time to mold into physical reality, because by energetic standards, it is much, much heavier and therefore slower moving. Think of a large steamroller plodding along, flattening cement. Your unwanted manifestations are fear-based, obviously, because you do not want them. And because you do not want them so much, you tend to worry about them. When you worry about something, be sure that you know that to the universe, everything is neutral. So it does not understand your worry as not wanting it. It understands your worry as this is being summoned energetically. Let's coagulate more of this so that it can be presented to the summoner in the 3rd dimensional plane. You are still manifesting even when you sincerely don't want something. Energy is still present and will begin to move. This type of energy, in my experience, takes about 9 months to coalesce in the material realm. It does depend also on your own unique energetic set point. We're all different. But I would say 9 months would be about accurate for something that deeply worries you or makes you feel anxious or fearful. And I don't mean minor fears such as, will I arrive to work on time today, or anything like that. The fears that I'm referring to tend to be of a subconscious variety. Some not so nice malware that may be lurking unannounced in your psyche. These fears you may carry with you for years, sometimes without even realizing they are there. Of course, there are some fears that some individuals hold within them knowingly. So we have 2 different types of deep fears that we're talking about here. Conscious deep fears and subconscious deep fears. These fears, of course, will vary from individual to individual, but the time frame of them appearing in one's 3rd dimensional experience will be roughly the same. The good news is that with 9 months being such a large buffer window, you have plenty of time to tweak your mindset and emotions so that this unwanted manifestation doesn't occur. Time frame 2, a desired manifestation, approximately 3 months. Now, remember we spoke of energetic densities? Well, a desired manifestation is typically born out of love-based energy, which is lighter than fear-based energy, so it is more malleable and quicker to assemble. Think of a crisp breeze on an autumn day. It moves very swiftly, many times instantaneous, which I will get into in the third example. For the purpose of this video, however, I will assume that something you very much want may seem out of reach or unattainable to you. So it may not appear instantaneously the second you begin to manifest it. This is because of your belief system, but we're not going to get into that here.
Whole other topic.
Because of either your belief system or the desire's importance to you, there tends to be a resistance to actually receiving the wanted desire. Maybe not consciously, but subconsciously. And the subconscious mind is what, in fact, draws your manifestations towards you. So let's say you go on a mental diet, start paradigm shifting, becoming consciously aware of your old belief systems, and etc. You begin releasing your old subconscious programming against having said desire. Because there was such a huge block to begin with against the wanted manifestation, it will take some time to tear down that proverbial brick wall that you had standing up. And the time it takes, in my experience, is approximately 2.5 to 3 months. Isn't there a saying about it taking 90 days to change your routine completely or something like that? So, your desired manifestation, because it was born out of love to begin with, assembled quickly, as it was always there waiting for you to receive it. Behind that brick wall you had to tear down in order for it to get to you. This particular time frame isn't so much about the length of time it takes for the energy to coalesce. It's more about the time frame your subconscious mind goes through in order to swap out your old belief system for your new one. And boom! There you go. Release your own blockages to something you placed extreme importance on, and it shall be yours ever the more quickly. Which leads us to the most amazing one of all. Time frame number 3. Instantaneous manifestation. This one I'm sure you all have experienced many, many times. I know I have. You think of someone and they call you, you hum a particular song, and then the next minute that song comes on the radio. Things like that. These occurrences happen all the time. So why don't they happen as often when you're trying to manifest something of great importance to you? Well, we answered that in example number 2. But let's say there's something of tremendous importance that needs to happen now. It's dire, like, what do? You hold the intention genuinely and focus all of your attention on it in the moment. Not from a place of fear or even a place of love, but from a neutral place of logic, as in the next logical step. Now, I will have to give you a quick little story to drive this point home. Picture it. Me and a friend of mine driving in a car. We were headed back to New York after a day in Jersey. This was several years ago, but I remember it like it was yesterday. We had stopped at a Dunkin' Donuts before we hit the road, and we both got coffees. Now, I don't know about you, but DD Coffee and me, let's just say my digestive tract likes to move him out of my system very, very quickly. So there I am, a little ways into our peaceful drive, sitting in the passenger side of my best friend's ride, trying to holler at. And all of a sudden, I got to pee. I think I could hold it. I have before. And besides, we're almost there. But
Are we really?
now, any one of you that knows about New York City and knows about traffic on the G-Dub, that's George Washington Bridge, I call it G-Dub because why not, knows about the traffic conditions on said bridge. And we were just about to get on it in the middle of rush hour. So we were indeed almost home, but not really. It was at this point that my urge to piddle started becoming rather intense, and I decided I'd let my friend know. The response was typical. First,
Can you hold it?
then
You want to piss in your empty coffee cup?
the answer to both of those questions was no. I'm telling you, there was no way that I was going to be able to hold my piss or use that empty coffee cup. By that time, I felt like I could have filled up a 2-liter Coke bottle. So I kept trying to convince my friend if we could pull over somewhere after we got off the bridge so I could get out, go to a restaurant, go to a McDonald's, run in, pee, run right back out, and then we'd be on our way. But long story short, my friend, probably not knowing how dire this situation was for me, my friend refused, even when I offered for them to just pull the car to the side of the road so I could go on the side of the road and then jump right back in the car. Didn't happen, needless to say. There's no room, there's too much traffic, you're crazy. Those were the responses I got. So we're headed off the ramp into the city now. And we still gotta get to Queens. And I know that I will seriously wet myself in this person's car if we do not pull over. Now, stay tuned, because here's where the instantaneous manifestation in a dire situation occurs. All I could think of logically at this point was, if this car doesn't pull over, I'm gonna wet myself. My friend will be pissed. And so will I. Pull the car over, pull the car over, pull the car over. Car needs to stop, car needs to stop, car needs to stop. I wasn't saying this out loud, but it was a mantra going on in my head. That is all I was thinking. That was all that I could possibly think about. Logically and neutrally even. Because there was no emotion attached to it, just logic. As well as the best outcome for all in this situation. That one, that speeds up your manifestations too, guys. Car needs to stop, car needs to stop, car needs to stop. My friend's gonna get mad if I piss. My friend's gonna get mad if I piss. My friend's gonna get mad if I piss. There is nothing else that I am focused on. I'm not afraid though, just seeing logically from a neutral point of view what needs to happen next. The car needs to stop so I can get out and pee. This way, my friend won't be mad at me. Car stops, I get out and pee. I'm happy because I peed. My friend is happy because I didn't wet myself in their vehicle. A win-win outcome for sure. Mind you, nothing else is going on in my mind but this. Car needs to stop, car needs to stop, car needs to stop. I'm chanting in my head, and all of a sudden, my friend gets quiet and turns down the radio. They ask me.
Do you hear something?
Me, engrossed in my own world of piss right then, of course had heard nothing. My friend then proceeds to roll down the window and listens outside. Now, we had just entered the Bronx at this point, still in rush hour traffic, so I literally had no idea what my friend thought they'd heard. I mean, it could have been a number of things. Window gets rolled down further.
I think we have a flat tire.
My friend says to me, deadpan.
What?
I asked. I'm a bit incredulous.
You serious?
Now the car is moving funny along the highway,
Yeah.
says my friend. As if on cue, someone in a neighboring vehicle, remember, we're still bumper to bumper in rush hour traffic, rolls down their window and says,
Yo, you got a flat.
At this point, I'm confused and a bit bewildered.
I have to pull over.
My friend says to me, Woo! I wish I could have had some candid camera footage of my facial expression at that point, like, what? But anyway, we get to pulling over, and whilst my friend heads to the back of the car to break out the jack, I head to the front of the car so I can finally piss in peace. As peacefully as one can piss on the side of the road in the middle of traffic anyway. So there I am, trying to hide myself from view by the hood of the car, with Yankee Stadium illuminated in the background, pissing. And also marveling, on the low, of course, about what just had happened. I think at that point I was just so relieved, literally and figuratively, that I didn't process the whole thing. But I knew, just knew, that I had made that car stop. There was no other way. There was no other explanation. It was the most logical and beneficial to all parties involved thing to do, according to the next logical step. I mean, even the car was rewarded with a brand new tire. And the tire change was quicker than anticipated as well, because some nice folks pulled over to help. They even had parking cones and nighttime reflective jerseys on. I shit you not. True story. Can you say universe orchestrated or what? So yes, that is my story of instantaneous manifestation in a dire situation. You just need to know that you are protected and looked after. Always, always, always. And know that the universe will always grant you whatsoever it is that you impress upon it. In this case, I impressed, car needs to stop. And you can have the comfort and security of knowing that all is well and your intention will manifest for you. As for the rest of the ride to Queens, well, me and my friend didn't discuss it much, but I did notice them giving me some funny side eyes. At one point, my friend asked me,
You did that?
I shrugged, I was like,
I need to pee.
My manifestation happened instantaneously, or seemed like it, in a matter of a few minutes, because it was a pure intention. I genuinely wanted the best outcome for all involved in the situation. And I didn't have any limiting beliefs regarding pissing on the side of the road. No worried thoughts or feelings, just car needs to stop so I can pee. No brick wall paradigms about the topic to tear down, therefore no resistance. This story and the other examples I mentioned are 100% true, and my own personal experiences regarding time frames and manifestation. Thank you, friends, for joining me on this broadcast. Happy manifesting! I am Oculus, the alien next door, and we will chit-chat again soon.